Hello everyone, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to the Northern California channel where gardening is made easy. And in Northern California now fall is starting. It's October 3rd week, and so this is the right time to start your seeds outside on your for your winter crops. So basically, some of you following my channel, you know that I've already cleared up my garden bed. See here, I've already cleared up, and I'm going to teach you what are some of the winter crops that you can start. And I'm not going to make it complicated, and I'm going to make it pretty straightforward. So what I did was, I've already cleared the garden bed. That's number one, and don't leave it empty because the weeds will start growing. Because if you're in the Northern California zone or somewhere in the California, so this is going to be a winter season, and you're going to get a lot of rainfall, and you might as well put some seeds and make use of the rain and grow some nice crops, right? So what I've done here is in my garden bed I put some these are perennial, the strawberries what you're seeing in front of you. I'm just going to leave it here. The one in the corner died. The rest are growing pretty well, and I had these strawberries in the past winter, so it does suffer a bit during deep winter. Winters are mild, it goes to freeze probably 2 or 3 days during end of December and early January. So but the strawberries you can always grow, and so spring and fall, they give you good yield. So what I've done is, I've removed all of my summer crops, and I have some videos, you can take a look at it. This one I left it there. So this is a Thai basil, and I left it here. Just wanted to see, how it, what it does. It's going to die, I know, but I just wanted to give it a shot and see, because I've already saved my Thai basil inside. Some of them uprooted and winterized it, but I'm just going to take a chance on this one. So I have enough plant for next season. So same thing I did it for this capsicum also. Just left it here outside. As you see here, these strawberries I planted it a while back, and they're yielding pretty good for me. Alright, anyway, so let's get into how to plant your winter crops. So the first thing I would suggest is you need to have a couple of tools. So these tools are enough. So the one is this is a garden weeder, and then this one is it's kind of a hand trellis. So these are the two things that you need. So what you do is first is you basically clear up all the mulch, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this side of the garden bed, and the half side I'm going to plant. So before we get into that, right, I'm going to show you what crops you can grow for winter, right? I'm not going to complicate it much. So the first one I strongly suggest is spinach. So spinach is an excellent green, and it gives you the best nutrients. So winter, this is an easy winter crop. So in about 40-45 days you can start getting these crops, and the fall is the best time to plant it, and summer it kind of starts flowering, and it doesn't need any protection. What I've seen is it doesn't need any protection if you're staying in zone 9. So easiest crop to grow, and so you grow as much as spinach. A strong suggestion is during summer keep moringa, and the spinach has got so many benefits. So it has vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, lots and lots of benefits, right? So it's a very good dietary green. So greens are must intake. It has got magnesium. So a lot of it's really good for your body. Just take greens at least once or twice a week, and in summer take moringa. It really grows well, and in winter plant spinach, and so you can kind of consume it. It's the easiest one. The second one, so if you have the second one I would suggest is radish. So radish has good potential also. So this is the easiest growing crop as well, and within 50 to 60 days you can get some nice yield white icicle radish. And if you still have some space, I can suggest you carrot. If you have some small space, carrot takes a long time, sometimes I've seen that it also takes 120 days to grow, 90 days. But these are the three crops I would suggest. You can also take kale. I'm not a big fan of kale, and keep it simple, and don't plant too many varieties, and just stick with the, I'm giving by priority. If you have so much space, just go with spinach, and lots of spinach, so that you can take at least spinach. As you harvest it, it will keep growing. And go with radish, if you really like radish, and then carrot, right? Little space. Carrot mostly you can buy it from outside if you want to have carrot, but it takes a long time for carrot. So spinach is the best bang for the buck. Okay, so this is what I strongly suggest you to grow. And now let's kind of walk through how you want to sow the seeds and all that. Let's get into that now. Okay, one more vegetable I would suggest you to grow is the spring onions. So these are also grows well. So it takes about 65 days, and I'll put a link on where you can get these seeds. Beetroot I've tried in the past, and beetroot has taken a long time. So in my garden bed, what I've done is I've already put the other garden bed. I've already put 3 rows of spinach and 1 row of radish. So here I'm going to put 1 row of spinach, and then 1 row of radish, and the other row I'm going to put spring onions. Right? I'm going to kind of keep it simple with these vegetables, so I get a lot of spinach and radish. I'm not going to use carrot this time. Actually, I'm not planning to sow carrots. So let's see how to do it. So what you do is first clear it up, and then make 3 rows like this, and clear up all the mulch. And then what you do is you basically take your the weed tool, and just make a single line. Just clear up a little bit. Actually, make some hole. It's probably about half an inch. It's good enough. And one more thing is, you need to do this because next season when you put your summer crop, the crop rotation is very important actually. So this also helps with the crop rotation, because you put some summer crops, and when you put the same summer crop next time, it's going to be deficient in some of those minerals in the soil. So by rotating the crop, it also enriches the soil. And so this is kind of a good way to kind of do the crop rotation. Okay, so now I'm going to make the same thing here also. I'm going to do the same thing. Do the same thing here. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Right, taking some spinach seeds, and I'm going to just throw it in there. So probably every maybe 2 to 3 inches you can put a seed. So this row I'm going to put radish in here. Same thing applies. So just radish, actually you can basically you can give some space, like more like 3-4 inches. Otherwise, it kind of gets crowded, too much crowded. Right. Okay, so once it's done, right, what you do is you just close these holes. Okay, same thing with this one also. These holes. Right, same thing I did in the last row with the spring onions, and then I basically closed the hole. And so I had spinach in there, and then I have radish, and then here I have spring onions. So close the holes. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in some fertilizer on top of it. I have organic worm castings, and that's a very natural organic fertilizer I'm going to throw in there. And it's always advisable to put some water in the previous day, so that the soil has some water content in it already. So the soil is dry, just put some water like 12 hours before, so it kind of nicely soaks in. Right, so what I've done now is throw in some fertilizers there, and then if you have some compost, you can also throw some compost on top of it, so it gives some nice nourishment. And so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to put some good water actually on top of it. Alright, so what I'm doing now is giving a nice soak of water. So all the fertilizers and everything kind of goes in, and kind of penetrates in, and then it gives a nice nutrition to the soil and to the seed. And so here are my plant labels actually. So what I did is I took a plant label and then I labeled it nicely so that you remember when you planted and what you planted it. Exact date also I put. So they cost about $1 actually in the dollar store, and just basically write it down and then kind of put it in there. Alright, so I've already labeled it as you see here. Same thing, I've labeled it and then sticked it in there. So already thoroughly watered it so that you know what exactly you planted it. And